Hey guys, and welcome to what is likely going to be the last part in CK2 for this observation series of a shattered world. Next, we'll probably be going in to Europa Universalis 4. But, you know, we have still like almost 40 years left to go. So we still have a long way to go through, but one thing I do have to say about CK2, you know, it would be sad to leave CK2, but I'm also kind of ready. I feel we've seen this enough. I feel like actually this has been a lot less dynamic than I expected. A lot of the nations that kind of rose up from especially the ashes of the Christian nations after the Germanics took over have kind of been here. Like, they may have fell apart a bit or, you know, whatever, but they've all kind of been here, you know. You've got kind of like England, Saxony, Germany, Hispania, Mali, Nubia, Abyssinia, Bengal Empire, Yutsang. A lot of these places, they kind of came ages ago, like not very early into the series, but like these places have been here for ages now, hundreds of years in this current series, and they've kind of stayed there. They've looked different as time goes by, but they have all kind of been here for a long time. There's been a lot less dynamic than I expected. EU4 might change it up a bit, but it's going to be really weird to see how this looks in EU4. But I've enjoyed it. I've liked the story of the Germanic faith kind of rising up, taking over the entirety of Europe. That was probably, it happened very early on, but it's definitely one of the very different things that you would not get normally in a vanilla game of Crusader Kings 2. The Shattered World really gives the pagan faith a bit of an advantage, and of course the Germanic faith obviously being very close to the Christian nations, they have a really good advantage there, and they can do their adventures and stuff. It gives them a massive advantage to kind of spread around compared to like the Slavic faith maybe. But yeah, the Joms Vikings, though, have been one of the surprises here at the end of the game. Being able to gain independence from Sweden. Sweden are looking in massive trouble right now. And I don't know how the Joms Vikings are going to work in EU4. Will they be able to keep it together? Will they be extremely powerful? What type of... will it just count as a elective government? Okay, it says feudal there. I wonder what the government's actually going to be like exactly. Because I say, I've not really seen them ever go through into EU4, but I suspect most of these nations we see here and now are going to make it to EU4. I can't see any big surprises happening, potentially, before we jump into EU4, unless there's a massive rebellion, like in somewhere like Hispania, which we could definitely see having an independence revolt, because that's just what happens with Hispania. A claim on Finland by a Swedish revolt. Okay, against the Swedish, but he's helping the Swedish. England looking pretty good. The Abbanids, though, look like they will survive into EU4 as well. I'm very happy with that. King Kobo the Inquisitor of the Germanic faith. Do not mess with him. Goswin the Cleansing Flame. Really kind of the pioneers in some ways of the Germanics. They kind of took over Central Europe, the British Isles and stuff, the Abbanids. Very influential, important family here. Bulgaria, getting a lot of people to pay them tribute right now. Oh, no, just one, just Serbia. So Serbia actually seems to have quite a bit. Yeah, so Serbia's got lands pretty split apart there. He's known as the Fat. Croatia still has really good territory right now, but they're kind of just bent the knee, paying tribute to Sicily at this point in time. Then they're going to have some land over here now as well. But Croatia looks pretty good. Sicily being okay as well. I like a lot of the smaller nations' borders. It's really just Hispania around here that's kind of causing a massive problem. And obviously up here is now just a mess. But hopefully in EU4 that fixes itself, because you've got a massive Joms Vikings here. Hispania, Saxony. How is that going to work? Are they all going to fight each other, attack each other, try and bring it together? Al Jazeera, though, has been slowly losing tiny pieces of land at this point in time. It does feel like we've got Basra down here, which is a Germanic faith. So we've got an independent realm. Oh, she died. We've got an independent realm here of Germanic faith there. Bedouin. Culture group, though. Huh. Well. Who's the leader of the Al Jazeera right now? Karaid are still the leaders. Yeah, they got bits here and there. I could see them losing a lot more. And they are defending against a lot of conquests against them. I could see them losing a lot more small pieces of land until we get to EU4. Abyssinia is now Germanic faith as well. A lot of people are just deciding to convert, you know, it's like, okay, there's this stop this prepared invasion of Arabia, Navarre is attacking Abyssinia, Nubia is held on for now, doing a good job kind of sneaking into Egypt. Been liking them, the Hararid family seems to have controlled this, I think, for most of its time. Yeah, at least since 1067, so that's like almost 400 years. That's almost 400 years of the family holding it. That's a long time. You know, you gotta give them credit there. Gotta give them credit. We should probably look at that for a lot of these other big nations that have been here for a long time. You know, Mali as well. They've been around for a long time. They kind of did sneak into Iberia. They've been pushed out there and they've been out for a long time. The Gortz family, they've held it for quite a long time now. I don't think they were the ones who created it, were they? They were not, yeah. It was actually the Izuku family. Elected, and they were elected in 999. So they've been elected every time since. And then it's gone to inheritance. Okay, so they changed it in 1162 to probably like primogeniture. Conquered in a war, elected. Okay. Elected. House Mosi. Oh yeah, House Mosi were the ones who actually created it in the first place. Okay. It's gone through a few families, not many though. Hispania-wise, so we could go through the histories of this place at the end, but I think we should do it now before we get to the end because I'm not sure how much is going to change. So I want to give us some history while we go through. The Store family have held this, I think, ever since the beginning. They created it in 988. That's almost 500 years of Hispania. The Sword of the Blessed Virgin. Yeah, Emperor Ludger. That feels like, I told you, Hispania's been here for a long-ass time. Before that, though, things were really dynamic. I feel like Hispania changed things. Before them, it was really dynamic, and after them, things started to slow down in its own way. But yeah, good for them. Saxony, I think, has been held by the Abbanids since the beginning of time. Oh no, it did go to House Lade. Huh. Yeah, so they actually lost it for ages, didn't they? So I'm even forgetting myself right now. Okay, so these guys had it. It was the... Oh, the other Abbanid family. Yep, I remember that. It was the other Abbanid family. They had this, and they lost it. And the Abbanids conquered it, and they lost it. The Abbanids, original Abbanids came back. They went through that, and they took it, and they've held it ever since 1281. But Germany, I think, was the... The Knightlings actually have Germany, which I think is really nice. Nice to see a traditional family that we all can recognize controlling that. But yeah, wasn't this created by the Abbanids? Yes, it was. So yeah, I was correct. Okay, the other Abbanids created Germany. So remember, at the beginning there was... Ooh, okay, we'll check that out in a second. But something did just change. The original Abbanids, there were two. One that created Germany, which is the ones that now control Saxony. In 782, I think they created the first kingdom, weren't they? So this is the family that created the first kingdom. They held it for a long time, but then they lost it, conquered in a war. Oh god, what is going on? That's to do with the Jomsvikings, of course. And since then, they kind of lost control over it. But they did take over Saxony from the other Abbanids, and the rest is history. Then when it comes to England, the Abbanids have England. They keep changing. They keep changing it. The Abbanids have held it on and off with the Frieden family. Yeah, since the beginning. The Abbanids did create it, though. They usurped it, it says. He's known as the usurper. We usurped something. Going over here, though, what is this? Finland. Did they change it to Finland? Duke Nuno of Finland. So it looks as though the Jomsvikings are gone. What happened to the Jomsvikings' actual title? Did he give it up, did he? I'm guessing he gave it up so he could inherit the land. So now they're basically the Duke of Finland. There's no kingdom title, though. But where are the Jomsvikings? They're not anywhere. And now he's the king of Finland, guys. Has risen up in the east. Oh, God. Oh, what is the color? Oh, God, the color. Okay, so... Let's actually click on... Let's actually just have a quick look-see here. Okay. So you create Finland. Great. We need to find Jomsvikings, don't we? That's what we need to look for. But yeah, Finland has now got, you know, land, sort of Pomerania, Poland down here. Over here, they got lands over here, and Finland, I guess. It's an absolute mess. Absolute mess. Scotland has them paying tribute, but Germany has Norway paying tribute. Oh, Scandinavia, you were doing okay before. You had Sweden, you had Norway, and now it's Finland. And this mess. What is that? I don't see any Joms Vikings anywhere. The title could just be gone. You had that. Did you actually have the title of the Joms Vikings? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I could find out if you had the title before. It'd probably be a claim, wouldn't it? Maybe I could go through find characters? No, find title. Find title. Let's try and find that. Okay, there are the Joms Vikings still. Okay, they're up here. That's it. They only have, like, this piece of land. And it's Rick Frieden. So, history. This guy, he was it. He was elected. So, he actually was it, yeah. But something happened, and it was installed by faction demand. But because he sold all the other lands, I guess he just took those with him. And so, the Joms Vikings are now very weak. And they don't really have any lands apart from this little stronghold in the northeast of Europe. So that is a shame, but could this be a chance of Finland and EU4 then could eat all this up and clean it up and just, you know, do what they want? 29,000 men, yeah, they could be pretty powerful in EU4 and just clean everything up. The Bengal Empire, I think, has expanded a little bit north as well. I think they took more land from Al Jazeera. That's what we want to be seeing. Look at that Bengal Empire. Maharashtra, you better be watching your back, you know? What's going on down here? Abyssinia seems to be having some civil wars going on for Gavelkind. For Oman. Nubia, did you lose some land? Ooh, a few wars going on here. Conquest are defending these wars. Dispute over that. And attacking for Holy War against Toktanas? Okay, so they're trying to attack for something. Who controls the Holy Land? Hispania? Empire of Hispania and Al Jazeera. Yeah, it's kind of split between them. Kingdom of Maharashtra, the Indian kingdom, has a piece of land here as well. As you expect, of course, you know, as you'd expect. The stores still control Egypt. Egypt still kind of controls this area over here. Most of it, at least. Yeah, Bulgaria, looking pretty decent, Bulgaria. Looking pretty decent. Smeldiging family. I'm liking the Bulgaria right now. Can Sweden make a comeback? You know, they've got a piece of lands here and there. They don't seem to be in big trouble right now. There is a Joms Viking Swedish de jure war. He's got 9,000 men, the Hedon family. If he dies, Poland will... There is Poland. Where's Poland? Where are you? Poland is alive! Look at strong Poland, the king of Poland. Congratulations, Poland. You are back in the game. You're in a kind... I guess that is kind of Poland? Is this... is that actually in Poland? This area looks like around the Poland area, so I think it's okay. Germany in massive civil war right now. We'll almost get... We've got like 20 years left, guys. You can't do something ridiculous. Rudiger's claim on Germany... You can't lose it now. You can't lose it now. And actually, well, there's a vassalization war. Danish vassalization war in Chesonia. Okay. Ireland is still alive. Scotland is paying tribute to England. And Saxony's still doing a good job. How's Hispania? No wars for Hispania. Agilia, the Emperor. Aquitaine, just keeping its lands over there. And up here, the stores as well. A lot of these families, actually, the Store family are everywhere. So in EU4, they might be quite friendly towards each other. And the Aboriginal of the Saxony in England. So actually, these dynastic things going into EU4 could be very important. Store, you know, they've got Finland as well. The Store family are kind of the greatest Germanic family that ever existed. You know, the Aboriginals may be one of the ones that started it off, but the Store family are really the ones who are on top when it comes to, like, you know, reputation, I would say. You know, sort of empires and stuff. Yu Sang, is it still the Ho family? Nope, Zhang Zheng have taken over Yu Sang. Finally, they've come out on top, the Zhang Zheng family. Kind of surprised. Has the emperor changed in China? Oh, wow. The last few years, and the emperor's changed. Emperor Li Zhengzhong. So the Li family have taken over. Then there's the Yan dynasty, the Yan Empire. Well, good for him. Turkish, yeah, Turkish Western Protectorate. He is Han Chinese. He likes concubines, but he dislikes Muslims at this point in time. So we've got exactly 20 years left, everyone. We're on the final countdown. It's the final countdown. Well, Turkestan has been taken over by the Kuyi family, and Turkestan is not strong anymore. They've only got kind of these northern regions up here, and yeah, the old families are gone. A lot of these old families that used to be quite powerful here in the Middle East have disappeared. Kahayasha? Is this still them? Yeah, it's still the same descendants of Genghis Khan. They still control Karasha, but they're underneath the protection of the Western Protectorate right now. Being tributaries. Bengal Empire snuck into here. Look at that Bengal Empire. That is a nice Bengal Empire. Still the Sartak family. They've managed to survive by going into India, actually, that family. Al Jazeera looking a bit better. If they could lose their lands in Persia, I'd be happy with their lands, you know. Yeah, if they held, like, these lands, I think it'd be a nice little place they've got there for the Kuraid family to take into EU4. They could definitely do a lot with that. It's probably pretty good land. You'll probably find a lot of these lands are going to be quite equal when it comes to, like, economy and how developed they are, because obviously a lot of these places have been started from the beginning. They've had lots of kingdoms and empires. They're probably not that bad, to be honest. Hispania has quite a lot of power though here in the east right now, and same with Saxony. Saxony just continuing. Like the Abbadids may be over here in Saxony, but I always forget they've also got a massive chunk of land here in the east that they've slowly been kind of holding on to. I think they've expanded it slightly as well. But yeah, Norway controls Iceland, but they don't control kind of the northern area of Norway. So it's just this area and this, which is Norway, at the moment in time. The son of Jormungandr, and then we've got these guys, of course. Yeah, it's controlled by Scotland, actually. There we go. The same Knightling family as well. I saw the Gortz family as well. There we are, the Gortz family. See, families we remember well into the past now. But yeah, we should probably go look at some of the other dynasties of these kingdom stuff. We've had a look over there. Sicily, not so important. Al Jazeera, nah. We can probably look at the Bengal Empire. I don't think it's really changed, but we could look at it just to show you that it hasn't really changed that much over the years. 2 empire tier titles though, history-wise. It was created first by the House de Castella, hasn't it? I completely forgot about them. They created it, and then it was inherited by her. Because, yeah, it was a normal marriage to a Sartak. And his father obviously did control Tartary and the Mongol Empire, which it took over. Bayuj Blood Axe. They got lucky they managed to go to the Bengal Empire in the end, because that kept them alive. And the Bengal Empire, did it expand a bit more this way? Because the name's kind of gone that way a bit. But yeah, what about Maharashtra? How you doing? Oh, no one's going to be able to stop the Bengal Empire at this rate. They must be the strongest nation EU4. Potentially. They've got good, Hispania, those like really good lands. It could be Saxony, Hispania, or the Bengal Empire, I would say. Probably the strongest nation in EU4. Yep, it's a Yazidi. Yazidi is now the #1 religion of the Muslims. Sunni is now a heresy of the Yazidi. Who would have thought we'd come to this day? Who would have thought? The history. The how do you pronounce it? Burpalid family controlled it for a long time, since at least 1245. It was destroyed at some point. The House Sankyavat used to control it for a long time. For about 100 years, and they got it, and they've had it for like 200 years. Well, it will be 200 years soon. They also have other kingdom titles, though. Yeah, Transoxiana, whatever you call it, they have that as well. It's interesting to see the histories of these families. Let's go look at the Kong family. We got to check out the Kong family before we finish this, don't we? We're almost there. The Ho and Zhang Zheng family have been fighting over it since, but the Kongs, look at this. 1268 they lost it. Well, 1313 they lost it. And they had it ever since 943. Oh yeah, House Karchen. I remember House Karchen. I think that the Kongs had it before then. There we go. They did create it in 852. And the Karchens and the Kongs got it back. In that time, though, I think the Kongs had a different kingdom over here as well. So they were always kings. Sad day. But nothing we can do about that. Hispania looking really good here with Iberian kind of northwest Africa, kind of Morocco area. Austrasia has appeared. Oh no, Saxony! I guess it was Gavelkind? It is Gavelkind. Thankmar. Yep, he died. He gave it to Austrasia. Wales. Wales is independent. King Frederick Abanid of Wales. So we actually have all 4 of the different British kingdoms there. That is awesome. Great. They control a piece of land here as well, but it's mostly just this. Nice to see. He's king from here. No, wait. Where's your main title then? Gwynedd. There we go. He's king from actually Wales. There we go. He lives and rules in Wales. Lovely to see. Lovely to see that. Oh, Scotland has taken over the rest of Norway, including Iceland itself. Okay. So Scotland could be a problem. Scotland might not be too bad. English should watch their back. Tributary state of Iceland. Wagabert Abanid. Germany's still in civil war. I'm assuming the civil war, if it continues into EU4, will actually go into that. You would expect it to. This land is still a mess right now. It's just so hard to really work out what's going on here. You know, Hispania, Saxony, a few, like Pskov is over here. Germany seems to have finished their civil war. And the Federations have retaken Germany. King Rudiger, who's sick, he's got the consumption, he's depressed. Wait, do we have... No, just consumption. Okay, he's got consumption and stuff. Not looking good. I'm not sure how long he'll live. And his daughter's in a normal marriage with a Rick Frieden. So if that happens, if he dies before EU4, that could change hands. If she then dies as well. But they might be okay. I think they'll probably be okay. I don't think they'll die before maybe we get to the next one. But Pskov is not too bad. You know, it's a nice little piece of land there. Good borders, you know. Not too bad. But you're Sweden. It's all split between Saxony, Hispania, Finland, and Sweden, basically. Jarmia and Hordaland family. Going over here, we got Khorasan. Khan of Khorasan. Do you have anything else? Yeah, you kind of rule from there. Kasamid family, yeah, okay. That's a mess up there as well. Karnata, did they change the kingdom title? Did they make an empire tier title? No, it would be the Deccan Empire if they made an empire tier title. Yeah, they just changed the main title to Karnata. Okay, that's fine then. He's got 42,000 men. How many is the Bengal Empire? 75,000 men. Al Jazeera has almost been kicked out. Okay, he rules from there? Oh, he's actually ruling from the Middle East. Huh. Okay, good for you. He still feels though he's culturally from South India, which is nice to see. Al Jazeera looking okay. Yeah. Things looking kind of normal. Nothing too crazy. Hispania still has that little chunk there in India. Who's this? What? Who is this? What is this? Okay, he's managed to survive up to this point. Mansakania. We should probably have a quick look at the religion. But I guess we'll look at the religion at the end. There's no point looking at the religion now. It might change a little bit before we get to the end. So we'll wait until we get to 1444 to look at the religion and stuff. Because that stuff could change. We'll go into more detail once we get to that point. But yeah, I think it's mostly going to stay like this. This is why I feel like it makes sense it will go into E4. Oh, Abbanids, why did you split up right there? I mean, I'm happy for Wales, but Austrasia, is Saxony now more this over here? It's just, this is a mess now. These are the worst borders I think I've ever seen. Oh my god, I didn't think it could get worse than the last one we did. And they still haven't updated Victoria 2 yet. Well, I mean, the conversion mod to Victoria 2. So we've seen it away for that conversion mod. But this is a nightmare of colours. And not even nice colours. Look at the Finland. It just looks like someone threw up. Yeah. Not a nice colour at all, that Finland one. But yeah. I guess they wanted to make it very different from Sweden and Norway. How's Denmark? Because what is that Joms Vikings? It is. The Joms Vikings have basically taken over a lot of Denmark. So they've actually, there we go, look at that. They've now they've taken some lands over here, got a new base of operations. The depraved war chief. Where's the king of Denmark then? He's all the way down here, while his lands are mostly this part here. Fine. Good for you, Denmark. Good for you. Hope things go well. Hispania, still controlling this. Egypt now rules from here. He does see himself as Greek, and he is attractive, apparently. So good for that little boy. Hope everyone knows he's attractive. The king of Serbia. Not doing too badly there. Von Falkenstein, the silent. Falkenstein. Yeah, that sounds about right. Duke Balin, one hand, unwanted, of Kavuna. He has that right now. But yeah, Algiers are looking okay. The Mutilator, okay. Yeah, okay. Just a few more years now, 6 more years. And we've finished the CK2. Yeah, that one's okay. We've got Rebellion, Bengal Revolt, like just one place. 600 men, I'm not sure you're going to have a fun time there. Bengal Empire? You know what, maybe Bengal Empire is one of my favorites. I love the Kong family, but they're gone. The Abbanids, I don't know. The Abbanids, I'm not sure how much I like them anymore. That's me personally. I know some of you support the Abbanids. The Storr family have been great, but maybe been too obvious a choice. And I think the Bengal Empire maybe is my favorite nation right now. They're keeping nice borders. They've expanded out of India. We don't normally get to see that, although we've seen it twice now. Both of them have done it. Which, yeah, it kind of makes it annoying, because the Bengal Empire is so strong. So strong, says the Bengal Empire. 5 more years. 5 more years, everyone. You have 5 years. Make your wars, declare your inheritances, and assassinate your family members. But Hispania just needs, like, a few more places to have nice borders. If you can just defeat Andalusia and take that from Aquitaine. This is okay, you can leave that, because it's still good borders then. But I'd like to take those. There's this as well, the County of Nabla. Another Storr family member. Storrs are just, they're everywhere. And a rebellion in England. So, Wigobert the Oppressor. Revolt for Prince Aile's claim. And we have a tributary war against Denmark from England. So England wants to get Denmark to pay tribute. Saxony still controls that northern area up there. Scotland. Yeah, Knightling family still. Ireland, how you doing? The fake Abbanids, he's a dwarf as well. How's Finland? Yeah, okay. Lucius the Young. Germany? Because we were worried about the death, weren't we? Wasn't it this one? Yeah, he was sick. He's no longer sick, but he is depressed and a lunatic. And he has lover's pox. Which doesn't affect his health, but, you know, just shows that he has maybe an unhealthy lifestyle, possibly. He did have a baby boy, though, so he saved the line there. That was close. Look at all those daughters. Look at all these daughters. Insane numbers of daughters there. Sicily, Procopius the Great of Sicily. 65 years old. He is a theologian of the Germanic faith, of course. I wonder if any Christian people did survive. Like, apart from, obviously, the Miaphysites. Oh, Egypt has pushed Nubia back, though. Sad to see that. Yeah, and Abyssinia is now properly a Germanic nation, it looks like. You've also got, Hispania over here in Yemen. Hispania's everywhere. They're just everywhere. They've just gone everywhere. They're in the north, in the south, they're everywhere. Just these remnants of this old empire that used to be there. People still remember that old Hispania empire, and the remnants can be found everywhere. Loyalists can be found everywhere to the Storr family and the old Hispania empire. But, so some of them are stayed and loyal since then. They still remember that glory day when the Germanic faith almost became one underneath Hispania. But that was a long time ago. And since then, Hispania's never been able to regain those glory days. The second Rome... Oh, and just on time, really, isn't it? Independence Revolt. There's 2 years. There's like a year and a half, really, for them to get this. So that's like the whole of Italy. Yeah, that's really just... It's like Italy and northern Iberia trying to get independence from Hispania. Can they do it? It's going to be a tough call, that one. Let's go have a quick look. Let's see. So, we can see we have a lot of men around it. 12,000 men. Overall, we have 30,000 men. And the rebellion, led by Francesco Storr, has 39,000 men. So, they have slightly more men. I'm married to another Storr as well, so a lot of inbreeding for the Storr family. There's only a few months left, though. I don't think it's going to be long enough, is it? But minus... Oh, it's minus 72. They're at... Okay. 76. There's like 4 months. 94? Oh, is it going to break up just before the end? 98%! Can they do it? Can they break free? 99? Oh my, guys, tell me now, is this what you want? Do you want Hispania to lose, like, the whole of... Yeah, oh my. That's going to be horrendous right at the end. I need to lower the speed because I don't want to go over the time. 99. Can they get that 100%? They're almost there. No, it's gone down to minus 30%. They must have lost a big battle there. Wow. But will that revolt go into EU4? That could be a big question. And do the Storr family have much control over these lands? I'm not completely sure. We need to make sure we don't go over the time, though, so I need to lower the speed, though. Minus 3, looks as though it won't happen, then. Okay, let's stop this here, then. Just to make sure, because I want to make sure that, obviously, things don't go crazy. I've forgotten when it ends. I've forgotten when Secret 2 ends. It's like 1444. Maybe it's the 1st of January. It's the 10th or something. I don't remember. So I'm just going to save it here, just in case. Just in case. You know, we don't want something to go wrong, and I don't have that. You know, just in case we go over it ends, I can just go in here and then go the day before it ends. Or maybe just the 1st of January. And then convert it in. And there we go. So... there we go. This is the world, as we can see. So if we have a quick look at the world right now, we can see some major nations here. Bengal Empire, of course, Karnata, Yutsang. The Western Protectorate, obviously, doing quite well there. Saxony, having a big influence there. Finland, everywhere as well. Scotland, not doing too badly. And Mali, Nubia, Egypt, Aquitaine. Those are kind of the ones that first... Oh, and Al Jazeera, sorry. Al Jazeera as well. Those are the nations that kind of first catch your eye, I think, if you look at our world map. Revolts are happening in Hispania and in England. Quite big ones. So will those go into EU4 and affect them then? We'll have to wait and see. When it comes to all the other things, though, we should probably look at some interesting things like religion. So religion-wise... not a massive surprise here. Germanic faith is completely dominating Europe. It's ridiculous. Look at that. Look at it. So much. So much of it. Miaphysite has survived in Eastern Africa. And it's taken hold in Northern India, which I'm really happy to see. That's something completely different as well. Yazidi is the main Muslim faith, so really happy to see that. We got Jain in Tibet and up here, rather than India. And kind of Persian area is a big mix of like Sunni, Miaphysite, Yazidi, a bit of Germanic, a bit of Taoist up here. And that's really it for the religion. Germanic faith really dominates completely. Culture-wise, I'll quickly see if anything changed. I don't think much has changed. Please tell me in the comment section if you do see something about the cultures that you think is definitely different. Saxon culture obviously dominating the British Isles and Central Europe there. French never really took hold, which is really interesting to see that. Never seen that happen. Visigothic still around, dominating kind of Iberia. Italian still there. Berber. Yeah, the rest of it's kind of what you expect. Greek is a little bit smaller than it would be normally sometimes. In vanilla, it can grow quite big. Avar, Croatian. Norse, a lot of Russian about here and there. Bit of Finnish. Yeah, a bit of Finnish here. That's Norse mostly there. Not really like sort of Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish, really. It's mostly Norse. A lot of Turkish. Bit of Persian. Hindustani is pretty big. And Kannada. Those are two main cultures there in India. Nubian, Ethiopian. Looks okay. Looks about right. Okay, and a bit of Han Chinese up here. And Zhangzhung dominating the culture of Tibet. Now, economy-wise, I think we're going to see most of it. Yeah, most of it's pretty good. Except for York. York is really bad. Kind of Western Africa's not great either. Northern Africa's not that great either. North Scandinavia, Iceland. A few places not that well in economy. The deserts of the Middle East as well. Not a surprise of that. Dynasties, of course, the Store family are everywhere. The Abbanids are in quite a few of the other places as well. And that's really when it comes to spread out families, I would say. You know, Sardaks obviously are biggest because they got one big nation overall. Trade zones. We've got Tlemcen over here, but that's really it. They're really real, like, republic, it feels like. Everything's feudal. Look at that. Apart from this, the theocracy here is still independent. The theocracy of Brunswick is still independent. So that'll be fun to see. I know, yeah, everything else is as you expect. Okay. Defensive pacts. Okay, there we go. Down here is kind of sunny, but also Jain, southern India. I don't know how it's going to work in EU4, how it will look. Maybe the country will be sunny, but a lot of the counties will be Jain. So we could see a lot of civil wars down there. But I think that's really it, guys. And so what we'll do then, I will convert this into EU4. I'll go a few more days ahead. I can't remember when it ends. I think it's like 1444, like January the 10th, maybe. So we'll go a few more days. I'll do like January the 1st, I think, then I'll convert. And so I'll see you next time in EU4, Europa Universalis 4. Where will these nations go from there? Where will the Germanic faith be taken? Will they be able to be better than the Christian nations and not divide themselves? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. How will these kingdoms look? Were they stable or not?